What we're looking at here. Two different situations. If we both walked onto a plane, I would be the pilot. You would be a passenger. I am an innovator. You are an imitator. I'm a leader. You are a follower. I am a winner, and all of you are losers.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Exit stage left. Exit stage right. There is no place to run. All the fuses in the exit side have been burned out. Now I'm the one doing the challenging.
And starting this moment from now, from this moment on, this will be the moment, starting now, of the genesis of the Professors of Wrestling.
So I was thinking about this the other day. If I were a wrestler, what my wrestler name? I already know that. The Disruptor.
The Disruptor.
The Disruptor. Like
What?
Dave the Disruptor Nelson.
Huh.
So this is my problem. I like the name, I like the thing with it, but I'm like, so what's my shtick? What's my angle?
Every time someone begins to talk, you just come out.
But then you become the annoyer.
But you're disrupting.
I'm disrupting, but I mean, so like that's the problem.
Right.
That I forgot to turn off my speaker on my computer is also another problem. But like the problem is like, okay, you do that, then you become like
You're the annoying guy who ruins everything.
yeah. Like that's not a disruptor. That's a whole other character in itself.
Right.
So I got to work on that.
Mine would be Dorrian, Nacho Man, Vapor.
I like it. So what would your gimmick be?
I come out eating nachos.
Okay.
And then, like, you know how Stone Cold gets beer thrown at him?
Yeah.
I'd get nachos thrown at me.
See, that is more well-baked idea than like, oh, I just got a name.
Yeah.
And then what do you do with it? I don't know. So, what would your finishing move be then?
The queso dip.
I haven't even thought of a finishing move. All right, so between now and next episode, I got to work on that. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. We are the Professors of Wrestling. I'm Dorrian.
I'm Dave.
And we want to be Taco Bell famous, so subscribe to the YouTube page. We are working on new content for 2020, I swear it. Like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think and provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all, spread the word, join in the discussion because we want to be a community.
And there's things going on behind the scenes that we don't want to put out there yet. So there's going to be some announcements coming, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Anyway, this week's episode is sponsored again by Ben Owens Music.
Hi, this is Dave from the Professors of Wrestling. I'm at 1803 Plum Street, home of Ben Owens Music, where they've got basses, electric guitars, acoustic guitars, violins, keyboards, guitar pedals, amps, instrument repair, guitar, drum, and piano lessons. Learn from the experts. Ben Owens Music, Valdosta's music store.
And looking back, I don't think we had any botched takes last episode.
Nope.
Or if we did, nobody caught them.
So we're moving forward.
Yeah, so this is... Okay, so we're 2020, we're batting 1,000.
Yes, we are.
Maybe I just jinxed us right there.
I got you.
So we go into news?
News. Spinebuster Wrestling Academy is always looking for men and women that want to be the next superstar of the ring. Whether it be as a wrestler, referee, manager, valet, or etc., hit them up at 229-300-5729 and let them make your dream come true.
Yes. And I know this isn't something to chew on, but I think this is newsworthy.
Okay.
And you think about it because we kind of put the show, truth be told, we're recording on a couple days ahead of time than we normally do, so we don't have as much fan engagement or feedback, which we normally super enjoy. Clint and who else is a constant one? Sam,
Alexander,
Beatrice, everybody, the regulars, we all love you out there. Because we're going to NWA in Atlanta this weekend.
Yes.
And we want to be consistent on every 2 weeks with our content. So we're recording early. So, but like this one, maybe the James Morrison is more news than it is something to chew on. Or maybe it's both. What do you think?
I think it's both. I think it's a little bit of both.
So should we just lead with that and then take that into something to chew on?
Yeah.
All right. This is how the machine works.
So we have James Morrison, SWA, posted up a photo of his boots being placed on a chair as he's outside the ring.
Right.
And I had to wonder that when it's a wrestler's last match, they take off their boots, of course.
Right.
But they leave it on the mat. So by his boots being on the chair, is it really maybe not a full retirement or see you later?
I don't know, because it was confusing. Well, I think that's big news that Jay Morris is retiring. And some of it, he said he had like a fractured hip. Is that right?
And he had to get surgery. He's going to get surgery.
And he's been putting that off for years.
Yeah.
And I guess, for health reasons, it's not been good for the Morrisons. 2019 was not a good health thing for the Morrisons in general. But he has been such a presence.
And, I mean, he has lasted longer than I thought he would as the heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And he has served it well, beating Outlaw, The Storm.
Rob Grimes on multiple times.
Yeah, Waylon Barley.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a fighting champion through and through.
And I think that's great, and I think that's something we both appreciate seeing there. But it was a bit kind of shocking because he was telling... He's like, oh, his shirts are half off. And like, oh, he must be getting new merchandise in or new branding or new logo and stuff like that. It wasn't. I think it was a bit of a surprise.
For me, it definitely was a surprise that maybe he retired and we saw his last match.
But I don't think any wrestler really retires. I think he's going to be itching to get back in the ring. But, 20 years, that's 20 years of bumps in the ring.
Now imagine this, and maybe I'm just picking his future career.
Yeah.
He's a wizard on the mic.
Yeah.
What if he becomes the new GM of SWA?
I think he would be an excellent, and I think that's one thing that's been kind of missing. And I think we move into, this is something to chew on, something that's been missing as a really good GM for SWA.
And so having someone that voice to announce the matches, to drive that storyline, I think, who better than James Morrison?
And I think also it helps out, too, somebody who has been in the ring, commands a level of respect.
Right.
And knows how to handle the boys.
Maybe this is it. 2020 is the year that you see the vets turn into the GMs.
I think Spinebuster set the precedent on this.
They did with
the best dressed GM in the business.
That is true.
So, something else in the something to show on. We're going to NWA. You're catching up.
I am. I have one episode left.
I really enjoyed the last taping that we went to. If you're looking for us in the episode, you can see the back of our heads when when Eli... Is it Eli James?
Eli Drake.
Eli Drake and Mr. Ken Anderson are fighting, and they go up in the crowd and work around and come back. So yeah, you can see the back of our heads.
And we're going to work so you can see our face.
Yes, we're going to sit down lower, or the attempt to sit down lower. I don't think it's going to be too difficult of a task.
No, it shouldn't be.
What are you going to look forward to going to NWA?
I'm going to look for, Thunder Rosa?
Yeah.
Because she's pretty cool. And then, who else is there? I definitely want to see Nick Aldis.
Yeah. The national treasure.
The national treasure. 10 pounds of gold with sweet.
We'll see if he held on to it because he's wrestling Flip Wilson this the ROH pay-per-view.
So it's going to be interesting to see.
Not on the ROH, on the NWA pay-per-view. I caught my own botch right there. They're collaborating with Ring of Honor now.
That's pretty cool.
So we'll see. I'm looking to see what happens with Mr. Anderson and Colt Cabana.
Oh.
And then who's going to get the TV title.
Yes.
So we'll have to look that up or maybe watch it. Who knows? on there.
We won't spoil it for you.
No spoilers whatsoever. Anyway, we got a mention by the people from the Georgia History Wrestling Network.
We did?
Yeah, on one of the podcasts. He does like a vlog or something like that. Spinebuster, and we might get a review by them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that goes into issue. I think this is going to be our if we were like in a beauty pageant, or what do they call those, scholarship contest.
Yeah.
This would be what we're going to work on all year, is getting better representation, raising the profile of South Georgia wrestling, and it just can't be us doing it.
Right.
It's got to be the community that we're trying to facilitate there. We gotta promote it. We gotta raise the bar. We gotta post about it. We gotta talk about it, because there's everything, and this is maybe the us versus them kind of mentality, but like, we don't get as much light shown on some of the fabulous promotions and good wrestling we see down here, because it's all very, anything. Well, where would we decide, like, where the South Georgia kind of, just in our Rand McNally minds?
What, Macon?
Macon
And below?
And I think Macon gets a little bit of the rub from being relative closer to Atlanta than we do, and maybe Augusta to a little bit of an extent.
Yeah. What is it? We can make shirts South Georgia versus everybody.
I think that's an idea.
And then see.
We need to write that down.
Okay. One of the things that I think is going to be beneficial this year is I started a blog.
Okay.
And then instead of just doing recaps, I think it'd be interesting to go into the different promotions that are in South Georgia below that line that aren't being covered.
Yeah.
And then do more than recaps, but actually figure out what is their story, how are you driving it, or how can we drive it to build that larger community.
I think the storylines is what drives the wrestling and the interest in it, at least for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, anything else you need to add on that?
Nope.
I do want to say this. If you have ideas on what we need to do as a community, maybe we'll put this up as a thread after we post this, like on Monday. So I think we'll post it on Sunday.
Yes.
So if you're listening to, or whatever day you listen to this, it doesn't matter. We'll post something. What are some ideas we can do to generate more heat for some of these great promotions?
True.
I think it's time for us to move on to talking about the promotions.
Hybrid Pro, February 1st for Heart of Glory.
Yes.
They have some title matches. It's Cali Man versus Marcus O'Reilly.
Okay.
And then for the Hybrid National Championship, it's going to be Cameron Thomas versus Ryan Phoenix. And then we move into the AIWF Southern Tag Championship, TCC versus Outspoken. And then for the AIWF Southern Junior Heavyweight Championship, Logan Stevens versus the Street Bandit. Now, we just saw Logan Stevens defend his title.
I think it's Son of Street Bandit. Is that correct?
What? No, Dark Rage last week.
Okay, I'm getting my things confused. Sorry.
Last week. So will he keep the 2020 streak alive?
Hopefully his car is working.
Yes. Next is they want to let you know that Stunt Marshall is is returning.
Sorry, you can't say Stunt Marshall without saying.
I got you.
Hate. You bought the sunglasses.
I did.
So. I'm sorry, I jumped in there. I get excited. Stunt Marshall is one of my favorite heels.
Dave the Disruptor.
I come on your podcast and I disrupt it. That would be one of it. That would be part of it. I agree.
So these are just some of the matches. There are many more. It'll be in Daleville, Alabama at the VFW Post 6020. Bell time at 7 p.m.
And this is something we need to think about if we want to go or not.
That is the day. Well, yeah, we could probably go. That is open house, but yeah.
Are you going? All right, we'll talk. Are you going to open house?
I can't say that's on thing, but yeah, I gotta go to open house.
Okay. Well, I gotta work that day anyway. Do you want me to edit that out?
Nah, it's all good.
All right. Here we go. Here, you love saying this one.
It is time for DCCW, Destiny Combat Championship Wrestling, and we have no news.
No news whatsoever. I reached out. So if you're a wrestler with DCCW, or you're a promoter, or you're a ring announcer,
and maybe there's some news you want to get out there.
We're here to help you out, man.
Yeah. Spinebuster. Their next show is March 4th.
Right.
At the Mathis Auditorium. Let's see. Who's going to defeat David Ali?
I don't know. Is the Prophet, and then what is it? Valdosta's Godfather of wrestling. Is that right?
How can they coexist?
That's a power play.
Do you think Connor Mason was the glue that kept AMH together?
I would say he could have been the whipping boy because he came into AMH late.
Yeah.
He was a late convert to the AMH. I'm interested to see like what, who is it? I'm totally drawing a blank on her name. The Queen.
The Queen Pin.
Where is the Queen Pin gonna fit into all of this? Where if there's a power struggle, where's her allegiance gonna lie?
I think she's facing Reagan Fire.
Yeah.
See if she can beat her and maybe go after Lexi Gomez's belt.
But where does her alliance lie within AMH if there's a schism?
She's definitely going with David Ali.
I'd probably lean that way. I was trying to create more mystery behind it.
My bad. I think when you think about it,
we know what's gonna happen. We can predict
what is it?
if that happens.
When you think about it now, looking at AMH, it's Preston Paradise and Mako versus David Ali and Catalina Perez. Like I think there's a division there. As one side, they both have belts, and on the other side, you just have David Ali.
But he's got a belt.
He does. I mean, yeah, he's the only one. He's on his side with the belt.
Right.
It's not even.
No.
And then also I believe I saw that it's Lexi Gomez versus Shalandra Royale versus Embry Cato and Prince Hansen.
Oh, yeah, we knew that was going to be booked because they announced that one at the
last one.
Yeah, at the Clash of the Coliseum, I believe.
And so that will be cool to see. And then something that we've all been looking for. Hayden Price gets another opportunity to go for a championship belt as he's going to be facing off against David Ali.
And what about Cassius Mack and the old Spartan belt? I mean, is it the Spartan belt? Is that right?
Gladiator Championship.
Gladiator Championship. I'm glad we're catching our own botches.
I'm running through it in my head.
Right? So yeah, I was like, which is the belt? And we went, okay. So
I think Cassius Mack, who knows? I mean, part of his title is he's supposed to defend it 24/7. I think he's running scared.
Yeah, he's hanging out at the old high school.
Yeah, he knows nobody's checking there.
So we'll have more on Spinebuster probably next episode. No more what's going on match-wise and everything.
Yes.
That, which brings us to our good friends at Broken Bones Wrestling.
Yeah.
They sent us a message. That is awesome. Thank you for sending that message. And we're going to have to look at this Saturday, February 15th for one night. It's a one-night tournament for the first ever Broken Bones Championship. And looking at who's going to be there, like what we got, Mike Payne.
Yep.
We've got, obviously,
Johnny Romano. Pure goodness.
J2 Strong.
Hayden Price.
Always in the mix.
That's one. That's a U.
That's a me. Okay, we'll skip that one. Proc the Croc.
Yes.
And then we go down to
Vernon Black.
And I don't know, is that White Trash Fred or Logan Steele?
Let's go with Logan
Steele. And that's the guy.
Watch it be the top left guy who wins.
But he was the one. And this is terrible. People, if you were looking at the flyer, are probably screaming at us. He had the tag team belt and had to partner with the frat boy.
That's Frank?
It looks like it's Frank. No, does it kind of look like Frank?
No.
All right, so it's Camo Guy. I thought it was Frank Valdi. I thought it when I first saw it. And then there's a guy that we can't name, and that makes this. I apologize for that person.
That's how we get back on South Georgia. We start learning all the names.
Yeah. Well, it would. Yeah, there's other issues, but that is going to be going on, and that's something that's in the Waycross, and I believe is probably going to be at their big sports complex baseball center that they tend to do everything at.
Okay. Sunbelt, they are running a limited schedule this year to bring better quality shows. Broken Brooks Robinson will be announcing some shows soon. If you haven't checked out our interview with Brooks Robinson, follow us on YouTube and, check it out.
And look for more of those to happen soon.
Cool. Take it away, Dave.
SWA Countdown to Chaos. No, wait, that was December 21st. I totally forgot to erase that thing when I just cut and paste because I had the list on there. Man, it's like botchamania for me today.
Don't worry, Dave.
I think it's because it's not our regular recording day.
You disrupted your own.
I've disrupted my own thing. I'm disrupting. Okay, so Night of Champions, which
January
was 18th. I'm like Ron Burgundy. Just put it in front of me. I'll read it.
We returned back to Pavo, Georgia, for one of the nights where every championship was on the line.
Yeah, they bring in different promotions.
Yes.
The Go Wrestle promotion was there. Tampa Bay Pro Wrestling. Tampa Bay Pro was there. The AIWF belt was there, which you're going to see. Looks like we might go see on February 1st, and then of course the SWA Championship belt.
Yes.
First belt match of the night.
What is it? The Go Wrestle Openweight Championship. It was the Integrator.
Yeah, Integrator.
Is it? Oh, Malik versus El Nino. Our old.
He's kind of our arch nemesis, but he's kind of fallen off.
He has. I mean, we started to think about some of his matches and where he's trying to win by any means. Mm-hmm. We saw Embry Cato come out.
Of course, his valet for that match.
And the crowd was very quiet to start.
I was concerned.
Right, as to have this match first, and the crowd wasn't really cheering at first, but Malik won them over through his extensive kicks and jumps and chops.
I felt bad because it just was
quiet,
dead quiet, and everybody was questioning who is this Malik guy.
Right.
And I think they told a great story in the ring. Mm-hmm. I thought it was well balanced. And by the end of it, which could have, I think if you go into that, you're just like, where's my support? No, and then to win the audience over. It's a tough job to go into something like this cold.
Right.
And not even have like a ring announcer or kind of follow line. And because this is a Night of Champions, this is really, for the most part, everything that happened there was not about storyline that's been going on with SWA. This is much more a showcase.
Yes.
For what's going on. But there was a little bit of a storyline tied to this.
What is it? Alexander Knight came out.
Yeah.
At the end of the match, told El Nino one more. He wants to run one more.
I think this is a great storyline because this can continue. It's not like a best of 3 situation.
Right. It's I just really want to fight, and you're in my way.
And what I find frustrating, we've seen we're the big people who this is a thing that needs to happen. How many of their matches have we seen?
1. But there's only been 2.
Yeah.
So we've only missed 1.
We missed the one because we were out of town on holiday on that one.
So we'll probably see the next one.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm hoping.
I hope so. But you're still Go Wrestle Openweight champion is Malik. He defeated El Nino.
I was impressed.
I now have to wonder, will El Nino ever gain a belt? Does he need one? Would he be more, trollish if he got a belt?
I think El Nino does a great job. It's not going to add any prestige to him. It's not going to give him any weight to his character.
Gotcha.
Does he need a belt? No. Does he want a belt? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But he's such a great... personal opinions aside on him and in our heat between us, he's a great heel.
Yep. You will subscribe, it seems like, Dave.
I have subscribed to his heel thing. I have not subscribed to being a fan.
Gotcha.
I can appreciate... Here we go. I can appreciate, but I don't have to support.
Makes sense to me.
All right.
Up next, after working tirelessly to help El Nino, Embry Cato decided to defend her Go Wrestle Women's Champion against Persia.
What was your? I thought this was one of the more interesting bouts on there, and familiar with. We're both familiar with Embry Cato.
Yes.
First time seeing Persia.
And then I think for this one, Embry Cato worked her over.
Yeah.
She is a true champion in the sense that this is our first time seeing her with her belt.
Right.
And defend it. We saw why she is their own champion.
And just as El Nino is a true heel,
Yes.
she is a true heel because it's by hook or by crook, whatever means necessary to hold on to that belt. And many instances where there were less than legal things done during that bout.
And then I also got to say, for her, the way she works over the crowd, or she like tunes them out,
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Because they'll say some things, and I'm like, that's pretty snarky, Pavo.
There was when you hear about Southern hospitality,
There is none.
she receives zilch.
Right.
I think I feel like I'm somewhere in the Northeast, and I'm at a sporting event, Philadelphia, Boston, New York, and they're rooting against her, and they're not holding back.
No. They are not. But yes, Embry Cato is still your Go Wrestle Women's Champion, and we'll have to see when her next title defense is.
Yeah, and I don't know something. Do we want to go down to Go Wrestle is based out of Daytona?
How far away is Daytona?
I think we're probably looking at about 3 hours. Are we going beyond our 2-hour commitment?
Oh, then yeah, we probably can't go.
I think that's a discussion. We got to get the old compass out
Yeah,
and draw a circle around the old VLD.
and figure out
Yes.
target radius and stuff. Next was the Tampa Bay Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
And I gotta ask this question.
Uh-huh.
How many Outlaws are there?
Well, if you just put a number on it, could be endless. You could, like, clone the Outlaw. It's like when Kiss officially retires, is Kiss, the band, really going to quit? Or are they just going to put other people in makeup? So it may not be the last 2 original members, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. But, like, it's going to be Kiss number,
Gotcha.
on that. So that is a great question. Does that bother you, or is that...
I'm just trying to keep track of who my Outlaws are.
Yeah.
But this was that freaking guy, Stephen Frisk, versus the Outlaw number 2.
I thought he was son of the Outlaw for some reason. But according to our notes here, it's number 2.
Number 2.
Yes.
We'll see. Maybe he is the son. And
Illegitimate son or something.
yeah. So with most of your Outlaws, you're gonna see that they're more aggressive.
Yeah.
They're gonna use every dirty tactic possible, eye gouging, hair pulling, and I'm looking at Stephen Frisk. I thought he would be a heel, just
That
coming
freaking
out.
guy.
Yeah, and he wasn't. I mean, he definitely won over the crowd. He was looking around attentively, and then just to see him come and finally defend that belt was something that I thought was pretty cool. Again, the champions that came through tonight, they really won over the crowd of Pavo from a slow start to a...
And I think particularly like a lot of these people here, again, the Malik, Persia, Steven,
Yeah.
they won the coming out. The people on the bottom of the bill, people are familiar with.
Right.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. They won over the crowd. Like Persia may have not won that match, but she won over the crowd.
You could see her face, Roxy.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that freaking guy, again, won over the crowd.
And that was important.
Yeah. I think that's part of your job is to be able to do crowd psychology. And I go back to Malik's bout is like, okay, you're in the ring. How do I win these people over?
Right.
So, I mean, and again, we say El Nino and Hembra are great at crowd psychology and getting them ramped up. And I think, when we get into the junior heavyweight, I think Spider found a sweet spot.
All right, take us to it.
I think we're talking the AIWF. Did you have anything else to say about the heavyweight champion?
I didn't.
All right. The AIWF Southern Junior Heavyweight Championship was the anointed Logan Stevens Car was working
It was.
versus Hoodstar Dark Rage. Again, people are familiar both with Logan Stevens and Hoodstar Dark Rage, but because the Kangaroo is out for medical reasons and we hope a speedy recovery and we hope to see him back,
Yes.
antagonizing the fans as soon as possible.
Go get yourself a hot dog.
Yeah. That's great though. It's so like banal and it's like it's a thing, but it's like it's a great it's a great comeback. Dark Rage came out with the spider as his manager. I think that's great because people hate Spider.
They do.
And I just would love to see his as a manager. Just because he's diminutive in stature,
Yeah.
whiskey, and it's hard, sometimes it's hard, it's unbelievable why he gets thrown out, like when the Tony Storm took on all challengers, and he jumped in, and as soon as he was in, he was out.
Right.
See his persona grow, what he's going to do with it as a manager, because I think he does a great job.
He can definitely get the crowd riled up.
Oh, yeah. He was working the crowd.
This is before this whole match started. Logan Stevens posted on his Instagram that in 2019 he had 4 title successful defenses at SWA, and so he was going for it. He's starting the record off in 2020.
I thought he might have jinxed himself.
Yeah,
Hoodstar knows all the tricks.
he attacks the leg. That's his go-to move.
Yeah.
Let me attack the leg.
And he's got Spider on the outside
Right.
when the ref is distracted.
Come on, refs. And through it, you see Dark Rage attack the leg, use submission holds, and then you have Spider on the outside, again, working on the leg.
Yeah.
But Logan Stevens managed to stay strong and limping through and actually win.
Yeah. So he holds on to his AIWF Southern Junior Heavyweight Championship belt, and we're going to see them. If we choose to go, I would like to go. I'm going to just put that out there. To Heart of Glory. He's defending that belt. Who's against Street Bandit, not the Outlaw.
Yeah, not the outlaw.
Not number 1 or number 2.
Yeah.
The Street Bandit. So that takes us to the main event of the evening, the SWA Championship belt match with Punkadelic James Morrison versus his arch nemesis, and this is building up for a while,
It has.
the scoundrel Rod Grimes.
This was a no DQ match. So you saw James Morrison come out in the middle of Rod Grimes' walkout and completely destroy him from the front of the ring to behind us to the sides.
Yeah.
James Morrison was in control until they got inside of that square.
I thought this was a different James Morrison than we'd seen before.
Yeah.
He's a little bit of a joker sometimes. He can ham it up to an extent. He's an entertainer.
True.
This was
Leaner.
meaner and just wanted to go kick some tail. And I don't think Rod Grimes thought about this. He's like, this is going to be Jolly Holly James Morrison coming in the ring, and just totally different person. Because we saw him selling merch before. He was super, hey, what's going on? And then
That switch clicked, and he was just like, I'm here for business.
yeah.
But through it, I mean, when it comes to, what are those, crutches?
Yeah.
One crutch, and then you got a bunch of chairs on your back,
Yeah.
and someone's diving off the top of the ring. You can't keep that momentum up.
And as we learned, and we talked about earlier in the Something to Chew On, he's been suffering from a fractured hip for a long time.
Yeah.
And that wears the person down. After, I don't know how long the match was. I wasn't paying attention because I was paying attention to the action in the ring, which I think is a good sign
Right.
of a great match that's going to keep the fans interested and us in our seats. I was surprised. I mean, again, going back that, Rod Grimes won. He's the new champion.
After so many defeats, he is now back on top.
That's one thing we talked about is when is Rod Grimes, like somebody who I think the belt helps, Rod Grimes is one of them.
Because, I mean, yeah, it definitely does help him.
They hate them. They hate themselves some Rod Grimes.
So we'll see how that goes. Bring back James Morrison as a GM.
Oh, yes.
I'm just going to put that campaign out there. Take it or leave it. He'd be great.
I think that's a great idea. Fantasy book. We should do fantasy book GMs.
Across all the promotions.
Like the promotions that we frequent the most, fantasy book GMs. Or if we were to create our own promotion. Not that we're going to do that.
We're not.
No.
We're definitely not.
No.
Something to, as we get out of this whole Night of Champions, the scoundrel Rod Grimes. Who does he defend his title against first?
I was thinking about this the other day when I was doing some yard work. The Ox.
Ox?
I was thinking, we haven't seen him in a while.
I'm sorry to break your heart. We probably won't see Ox till summer.
Why's that?
Because he said it on Twitter. But hey,
I'm glad you're keeping me on. Well, you said who would I like to see?
Yeah, who?
Okay, so I would like to see that Ox would be a great. I think that would be a great storyline.
Yes.
You didn't say who can he currently right now. Okay, so let me flip it. Who would you like to see him defend against?
I would like to see him defend it against. This one may be a stretch. What if the Iron Ref turned into the Iron Wrestler, and it's Kyle? The Iron Ref Kyle.
We haven't seen Kyle at SWA in a while.
Yeah. So what if he turned into a wrestler and started... There's history there. From when Kyle was the GM.
Yeah.
You could also have Ballin' Bill in his corner.
Yeah.
Maybe even Ballin' Bill comes back.
Maybe.
But here's a far stretch. Regenesis.
Yeah.
Returns to SWA. For this whole stretch, and they get back at Rod Grimes for what he did to James Morrison and Vince Lewis.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna throw this in. If we're just fantasy booking this thing,
Yeah,
Effie.
Okay. I would like to, I haven't seen Effie in a long time.
Effie coming back, surprise show up. Is that gonna happen? No, but we're having fun with this.
If it does happen, that would shut Pavo down.
Oh my God, the roof would blow off that. And there would be nacho everywhere.
Yeah.
On that, I'm gonna propose this question to y'all, the listening. Who would you like to see Rod Grimes? I know Beatrice has an opinion on this.
She probably does.
Who do you want to see Rod Grimes go as? Who, if you could fantasy book it? Who do you see that next rivalry going for? Because obviously James Morrison it's like, as much as we want him to be the new GM.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, on that. All right. I think that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, January 25th, which is what? Tomorrow. So this has already happened, and we're supposed to, they said they're going to send the results. So... we'll talk the results. So if you could create a time machine, the next event that's going to happen, and we'll talk about it next show, is a return to Warusa. How do you pronounce that?
Wasu,
Florida, at the Possum Palace. I can say that. That's at 3121 Possum Palace Drive, Wasua, Florida. Yeah. Sorry for botching that one. We're trying.
We are trying. We gotta learn these Florida cities.
Okay, I know this isn't on the notes. This is just throwing this out there. Is get fan participation in here. Clint.
Yes.
Clint, I'm talking to you right now. I'm just thinking about this. You want to get on the show? When we have fans, like one way you can be a part of the show and participate is cut us a promo about your favorite wrestler, your favorite promotion, your favorite South Georgia Wrestling podcast. Wink, wink, nod, nod. And then I think that's something we can edit in towards the end of the show.
Yeah, we'd plug it in.
So you send it to us on the Facebook page and just message us. And like you could do it as an MP. It just has to be like a wave, an MP3, or some sort of video source that we can implement in here. What do you think of that?
I'd definitely.
I'm pitching right now live. This is something that hit me.
That is true. So, yeah, it'd be something. I'd love to see a fan cut a promo, and then it brings it into the community.
Because I want to see more fan participation. Not, it can't be just a couple of us doing a thing. So, or a wrestler, you want to promote yourself, cut a promo, send it to us.
Video, MP3, wave, we'll throw it in there.
Yeah, help us. Will help us help you.
Increase our sponsorship.
Yeah.
We are the Professors of Wrestling. We want to be Taco Bell famous, so we want you to subscribe to our YouTube page. We are working on new content for 2020, I swear it. Like the Facebook page. Let us know.
It's only the third week of January.
It's time. It's time.
All right.
Let us know what you think and provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all. Spread the word. Join in the discussion because we want to be a community. Hopefully you all send us in some of your promos. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at D2Baber.
I'm at Just a Professor on Twitter and Instagram. Remember, it's South Georgia Independent Promotions versus everybody.
Thank you for watching.